the host of Aaron's Hour, Aaron Phillips.
And good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Saturday on the calendar. It is Saturday, October 18th. We're halfway through the last quarter, first month of the last quarter of the year, 2 weeks away from All Hallows Eve. And all craziness is going on. Welcome and thank you for making me part of your Saturday, no matter where you're watching me, whether you're on Facebook, watching on WWDB-TV Las Vegas, WVBV Virginia Beach, or of course on the Aaron's Hour Show page, YouTube, same three channels. Thank you for making me part of your day. I am Aaron Phillips, and I am joined today by my guest. Not only is she a doctor, but she's also a dear friend, so I get the best of both worlds because now she gets to see me at work, and I get to talk to her in a way that normally we don't talk because we usually just hang out and have a good time. But today we're going to talk some serious stuff. Dr. Sarah Davis, I'm just going to call it Doc Sarah just to make it easy. How are you, my friend?
I like that.
You like that?
I do. It's
Doc
great.
Sarah, there you go.
Yeah.
How you doing this morning?
Good. How are you doing?
You know what? I'm doing okay. I'm looking forward to today. Mm-hmm. Truth of the matter is, I was trying to look through my schedule of guests to see what we could do this Saturday. I think it was like on Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I sent her a text message. We were talking about something totally unrelated, right? And I said, hey, what are you doing Saturday? She goes, why? What do you need? I said, you want to be a guest? She goes, say what?
Don't throw me the good time.
No, exactly. And also, too, you'll find Sarah on WVBVTV.com under my voiceover link. She is one of my voices that you started hearing on. Actually, I think we'll have one of the commercials today from Different Stroke 757. Craig Wynn's company, she and we do the voice for that commercial.
That's right.
So you'll hear her there. And so if you need her for voiceover work, she is available. She's part of my team. But today's show is being brought to you by Miliari Group. If you need some help with your financial future, these are the people to call. You'll hear about them. And for the first, I think they're down to about 50 people. If you call and schedule an appointment, they'll put a will together for you for free just for calling and checking out and setting an appointment with them. Tidewater Community College is back. They'll be my guests next week, but they're part of the world here, of course. Comfort Care, Home Care, Virginia Beach, Tiffany and folks, of course, Different Stroke 757, Craig, and the Voice Merch Shop. If you want to dress like a Hall of Famer, whatever show, whatever thing I've done, you'll find the logos. So all you got to do is order your shirts or your favorite bibs or cup holders or whatever you need, get your logo. And, of course, John out in Las Vegas. How you doing, buddy? How's life out in Vegas this week?
Excellent. I'm getting out all my winter clothes because it's dropped below 70 degrees. So
I don't want to tell him it was 48 degrees when I woke up this morning.
I love it. I love the cold, the crisp air.
Yes, and it's supposed to get up to 70.
I do too if you can come inside and sit by the fireplace.
Oh, my goodness gracious,
and
John.
look at it out the window.
Look, jeez. That's my guy. Are we on, let's see, I'm trying to bring up the Facebook page. I am not seeing the feed on Aaron's Hour Show. Oh, there it is. Now it finally came through. We got it. What else is going on? Anything exciting in Vegas this week?
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's political. Going on all over the country.
Yeah, you know what? I know what you're alluding to. Here's the thing that I did not know until 3 hours ago, but that thing that you're referring to, one of those events is happening right outside the building, right next door to us in the town center square. So for those who don't know, if you're going to come down to the Virginia Beach town center area for the restaurants or shopping, just know between 12 and 2:30 Eastern time, one of those unmentionable things that John is alluding to is taking place right next door here. Fortunately, by the time we get off the air, hopefully Sarah and I will be out of the air before all that stuff starts. So
one of the interesting things that I just read this morning was that there are supportive events in 12 other countries across the globe.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, it's a phenomenon. So just be careful. Check your local listings for an event for you, so you don't get caught up. Yes. Obviously, it's an inside joke.
I'm going to tell this joke or not. Yeah.
All right. Well, when you play the intro to Vegas,
today's the day that we boycott Burger King.
We boycott Burger King. Why is that?
No kings.
Oh my God. Say goodbye, John.
Goodbye, John.
There you go. All right, one thing I did want to mention that we are going to talk about with Sarah also is that she had a partner in a book called Modern Manners for Moms and Dads. Here's the cover of the book. I don't know how well we could see that there on camera. I guess if I do this, that would probably help a little bit. There you go. We're going to talk about this. We have a website that will appear on the bottom of the screen on the crawl, and we'll get into what this book is about. Practical parenting solutions, modern manners for moms and dads. There's all sorts of tests and things to make sure. You know what? People always talk about to become a parent, you should have a license.
Yes.
And so here's the funny thing is that you and your partner, Evie, that's what I said, Evie.
Yeah.
Evie. See, that's what happens when you're from Jersey. You screw up the vowels. You guys literally came up with a test to see the best skill set that parents can have to become parents, right?
Kind of. It basically shows every person what their biggest strengths are, what they come to the table with.
Okay. It's in the book, so we'll talk about that as well. All right, with that, you know what it's time for? It is time. Hey, Chiefy out in Las Vegas. Chief's watching. Good morning, my friend. It's time for Vegas and Rep 2.0. Let's do it.
With a nod to the past and an eye to the future, here is Aaron Phillips with Vegas Unwrapped 2.0.
All right, there you have it. All right, it's time for Vegas Unwrapped 2.0. Before we get started, I don't know what's been going on a lot in the water lately, but a lot of significant entertainers seem to be, unfortunately passing for whatever the reason. We lost Diane Keaton last week. But one that's near and dear to my heart and many people's heart, Kiss. Did you follow Kiss?
I did see that.
Ace Frehley, the spaceman, passed away this week. He was 74. He's been in the news over the last couple of years, in and out of the group. Things he's had to say about Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley and all of that stuff. But he was the founding guitarist for Kiss dating back to the mid-'70s. Now, when I was growing up in the mid to late 70s, early 80s, Kiss was very influential for myself and a dear friend of mine, a childhood friend of mine. We got this. So I broke my ankle in ninth grade.
Okay, how'd you do that?
We were on a class trip for ninth grade, and we were at this park in New Jersey, and we were playing this pickup softball game, and I was pitching.
Okay.
So with a runner on first and a guy gets a hit, pitcher's supposed to go back up third. Well, the way the softball field was arranged, there was a basketball court 5 feet off of third base. So there's this guy on first, guy gets a hit, and I go running to back up third. The ball gets past the third baseman, and so I go chasing the ball. But literally, like 5 yards past third base was about a 3-foot drop into a basketball court. I did not have enough time to stop, so as I went into the pit, rolled my left ankle, and I broke my left ankle, and I was in a walking boot for 6 weeks. A lot of irony there, because that's the one year that I didn't go to a summer camp that I grew up in that my wife went to as a camper, so we could have met then. But that's a whole other story for another day. Anyway, so here I am, I'm laid up, and my dear friend comes over, and we're talking about Kiss. He loved Gene Simmons, and I'm an Ace Frehley guy. And so, John, if you put up the following picture, I posted this. This is me in 1978, dressed as Ace Frehley, makeup and all, at my friend's house. What we did was we took it for my shoes, right? We made the boots and everything. The material that you're looking at was hard poster board, okay, for the big cape and the board and the arm wraps and the boots. We took 3 2x6s, traced them out to an old pair of sneakers. We went to my old woodshop teacher, Mr. Adams, may he rest in peace. We took him all the boards. My buddy did the same thing. He cut out the shoe form. We nailed them, screwed them all together, attached them to the sneakers. And I went as Ace Frehley. He went as Gene Simmons. Linden, New Jersey had a Halloween parade every year. And we did not officially sign up for the parade. We went down to the parade. We were at one point, we just decided to walk out onto the roof, walk the parade the rest of the way, and everybody came up to us afterwards wanting our autographs as Gene Simmons and Ace Frehley.
That's cool.
So that's my tip of the cap to Ace Frehley. He was 74, passed away. We are completely devastated and heartbroken from the family. In his last moments, we were fortunate enough to have been to surround him with loving care, peaceful words, thoughts, prayers, and intentions as he left this earth. So he was known as the Spaceman, was inducted with Kiss back in 2014 into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. He also recently had to cancel the remainder of his 2025 tour dates due to some ongoing medical issues. So we know that he wasn't well, and he will be missed. One of my all-time favorite instrumentals by Ace Frehley was on his solo album when the band went their separate ways. Fractured Mirror was an instrumental of his guitar, and I love it. I have it on my computer at home to play. So anyway, Ace Frehley passing away. Gosh, I mean, it's October. The amount of people from the entertainment world, sports world that made the news is just crazy. All right, let's talk about Town Center tonight after that unmentionable event that's going on. Later on tonight, I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks. They're doing a free family movie night here in Town Center. You can get free hot chocolate and popcorn while supplies last. Tonight's movie, 6 p.m., Finding Nemo, will be free. That's there. And then next week, the 25th, the last one, also 6 p.m., you haven't seen Wicked, here's an opportunity to see it for free. That'll be next week. But this week, 6 p.m., Finding Nemo, you'll want to make sure that if you want to catch the movie, wait till that afternoon activity. Yeah, thanks, John. Okay. Let's talk about casinos. You know, Vegas is known for casinos and gambling, right?
Is it?
Yeah, just a little bit. I mean, Vegas was not built on winners, as we always like to say. It was always built on losers. But Virginia Lottery, and this is something that I'll say every time I talk about stories, is that one thing that Virginia does is that revenue sharing goes to K-12 education here in the state of Virginia. Mandatory. I wish Clark County, I wish the state of Nevada did that, but here's some interesting information. The Virginia Lottery has released the casino report for the month of September. All right. So revenue at the Hard Rock Bristol, Rivers Casino in Portsmouth, and Caesars Virginia hit $73.1 million in revenue coming in, which is pretty darn good. That's an increase of nearly 30% year over year. Unfortunately, a small decrease of nearly 14% from August of 2025 to September. So even though there was a decrease from one month to the next, still the increase from last September to this September was nearly 30%. Half full, half empty. It's okay. Caesars Virginia reported $28.2 million. Rivers Casino Portsmouth was $24.3 million. And the Hard Rock Casino reported $20.6 million. Which means Virginia collected nearly $16 million in gaming revenue taxes to education. So, great job, yeoman work for them. All right, you're looking for some things to do. Have you ever gone down to the Chrysler
That's
Museum?
pretty good, by the way.
You like that?
Yeah.
That's the first shot this week
Yeah,
I've
that was
made
good.
from there. I have a garbage hoop over there at the far end of the studio. You go to Chrysler Museum of Art? Have you ever
I've
gone
never
down there?
been, but I keep driving by and going, I need to go.
So they have a whole slew of events going on, which I'll share with everybody. You can simply go to Chrysler.org, by the way, for all the events that I'm about to share. But now through November 30th, Constructing Mexico, Photography and National Identity examines the evolution of photography in Mexico through works from the Chrysler's permanent collection and local collectors. Featuring more than 55 works, the exhibition highlights how photography shaped and reflected the country's national identity, from 19th century commercial images to 20th century revolutionary depictions. There's a lot more going on down there, but I wanted to just highlight that one. I'll share all the exhibits that are coming across over the coming weeks. Now, here's another one. This is this weekend going on right now. Nope, sorry, take that back. It ended yesterday. Never mind. I'll skip that one. That was the neon. See, I knew I was going to miss that one. Last but not least, I talked about this last week. This is going to be going on through the holiday season. Have you ever gone through the holiday lights at the beach?
No.
That's another thing.
I know. I need to do it.
So we should do it together.
Yes.
Let's all climb into the same car and do it.
No.
How many people go? Why?
It's like a clown car.
That's exactly. We'll take the smallest car we can find and see how many people we can cram in
I'll
there.
put all the kids on your lap.
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Where's Alexi? Anyway, Holiday Lights at the Beach returns yet again to Virginia Beach Boardwalk, November and December, featuring new events full of festive fun. I know I talked about this last week. Cyclists are invited to get a first look at the lights on Thursday, November 13th. That's coming up in a couple of weeks, where they'll have an opportunity to pedal through the lights for free. They have Santa Seaside Cinema on select Saturdays and Santa Paws on Tuesdays. There's a 40-foot Christmas tree, the longest curved LED tunnel in the world, because you guys may not know this. I shared this on one of the very first shows I did when I got settled here. Virginia Beach has the longest coastline in the world. Did you know that?
I did know that.
How long is it? Do you know?
Don't know that.
See, you only knew half the glass.
Yes.
35 miles long of seaside is the longest beachfront
Wow.
in the world. Yeah, that's right. So that's why it's saying that. Here you go. The hours of operation for holiday lights at the beach is from 5:30 to 10 p.m. nightly from November 15th through December 31st. Now, admission, passenger vehicles, Monday through Thursday is $25. $30 Friday through Sunday, only if you buy online. $40 Friday through Sunday if you buy on site. So the best thing to do, buy early, buy them online, right?
Mhm.
Now, if you have a limousine, maybe that's what we should do. Rent a limo.
Oh my gosh.
Because a
that'd be
limo,
so fun.
limo only pays $75.
And we get all the people.
And we get everybody in. Let's do that.
That
instead.
was so cute.
John, come out and drive
Okay,
the limo.
We're
No,
doing
never
that.
mind.
You'll see our limo.
That's
on the
it.
beach.
You know what we'll have to do? We'll order like those magnets on the side. We could put your book on a picture, put the voice on one, drive the limo through.
Yeah. Ideas.
That's it. Large buses, 36 passengers or more, $60. So we should get a large bus, get 36 people on there, only cost 60 versus a limo that's 75. What's wrong with that number? Mini buses, 16 to 35 passengers, only $40.
That's not bad.
Now, Military Monday presented by Bayport Credit Union. Thank you, Bayport. You get $5 off per vehicle by showing your military ID on Mondays. Guests who purchase tickets in advance at Beach Events VB, like VirginiaBeach.com, will save money as there's an additional $10 charge for tickets purchased at the box office. So anyway, to check it out, beacheventsvb.com. Go down for the lights down at the seaside. All right, with that, I think that does it for all the news I got worth noting. When we come back on the other side, we're going to get started with Sarah. Modern Manners for Moms and Dads, Practical Parenting and Solutions. And we may be her partner, Evie.
Evie, you got it.
Got it right.
You did.
She may be watching. Maybe she'll jump into the chat room and send us some thoughts. What else we got going on? I think that's it. Hey, tomorrow, Giants are on at playing Denver. Rick Upchurch, if you're watching, maybe you and I need to talk about that game tomorrow. You guys may be coming over to watch a little volleyball. We'll see what happens. All right. With that, you're watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips, coast to coast. We come back, we're going to get busy with Sarah. Sorry, Dr. Sarah.
Ooh, all right. I like that.
Like Dr. Ruth. Remember Dr. Ruth last time?
I do.
Dr. Ruth, Dr. Sarah will be back with us right after this. Is your credit card debt getting you down? When that student loan payment is due, does your cable bill go unpaid? Are you ready to throw in the towel because you do not know how to financially survive? The Miliari Group is ready to educate you on how to get out from under the pile of debt and retire as a tax-free millionaire. They eliminate student and credit card debt and help families set their kids up for success. For more information, call 956-532-2349 or email williamsastria961@gmail.com or scan the QR code to meet with us. The first 100 calls will receive a free will. So, call 956-532-2349 or scan the QR code now and learn how to become the millionaire you always dreamed to be.
It's not just you're here for 2 years and you're gone. It's you have a community, you have a network.
It doesn't matter where you came from or what you've done in the past. Everybody has the same opportunity here.
The financial resources, the community aspect of it, really important for your first 2 years of college. And you get that at TCC.
You know, we take family real serious here at TCC. We're a community, hence Topwater Community College.
I wouldn't let aging stop me from being me.
Oh yeah, still got those moves in me.
I will be fabulous. I will accessorize.
Comfort Care can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands. Let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match so you can live your best life possible.
Hey, honey, what you doing?
Getting ready to watch a game.
What about fixing up the house like you promised?
What you talking about?
Just the new light in the den, the new shower in our bathroom, the new fence around the yard, the front steps.
Stop! You know, I have a better idea. You know Craig down the street? He owns a company that specializes in handyman services, but he is more than just any old handyman.
Really? Would you say different strokes for different folks?
You know I will. You know why? Because he does home repairs and he does painting and kitchen remodels and bathrooms and everything else in between.
How are his prices?
Great value for great quality. You know, I think I'll invite them over and get a free estimate for all the things that I know will make you the happiest here.
Call Different Strokes Painting and Handyman Service for a free estimate by calling 757-395-9999 today.
That's 757-395-9999. Above the rest, they show up and show out by making your vision come to life. Hi, welcome back to Aaron's Hour. John, can you put up those last two flyers we were talking about, please? That we were talking about for the, which one you're going to put up first? Give me a hint here. The roller derby flyer, we'll start with that one. If you're looking for something to do, Sunday, November 9th, if you love flat track women's roller derby, or if you've never experienced it and just want to have a good family time, this is something you guys should come with us for.
Yeah, that looks fun.
This will be a lot of fun. Amanda, my friend Amanda Ludwig, who's good friends of mine from Sky 4, that's right, Sky 4, Channel 4 up in Hampton. Some news coming down the pike about Aaron Phillips and Channel 4 also, by the way. Peninsula Family Skating Center, 307 Main Street, as you see right there on the flyer. Doors open at 9, whistle at 10 a.m. This is good. It's the Pumpkin Smashers versus Harvest Hitters. I'd recommend come in a costume if you want. A certain voice will be doing the PA announcing for that day, so come on up and have a good time there. And then also, just as a reminder, April 25th of next year, the historic Kempsville Family Fun Fest by the Lions Medical Eye Bank, Kiwanis Clubs of Chesapeake and Virginia Beach, and Emmanuel Episcopal Church. This is celebrating not only 250 years of our country, but for those who don't know, historic Kempsville, the part of Virginia Beach that I live in, was one of the first locations at one of the very first fires, the gunshot fires, happened in the Revolutionary War. So we're going to celebrate the history. We got vendors and games and everything else and people in period garb. Yours truly will be dressed and prepared to be the town crier, sharing historical facts throughout the day. So if you're interested, want to be a vendor, get involved, check it out, kempsvillefunfest.com, or just email me and we'd love to have you there. All right, with that, without further ado, listen, I could read your bio, but I would prefer that you share it direct. But Sarah and her partner, Evie Granville, wrote a book, Modern Manners. Evie, I know, I did that purposely. Modern Manners for Moms and Dads, Practical Parenting Solutions. It is a book that is available on the website. John will run the scroll. She's a doctor. She's an educator. She's a good egg, a good person. She's a mom of four,
almost 5.
Almost 5. Well, you got 5 kids. 6 of you include Chrissy. But anyway. So we're here to talk about her book, her idea, her concept, and really the skill set of parenting, as well as setting the stages for a possible show coming down the pike as well. All right. So let's talk about it. First of all, let's tell the audience, give them some of your background so they understand. Because usually when you write I wrote a book, but people don't take me seriously.
I loved your book.
Did you read it?
I loved it.
Did you really?
Yes, I read it one day. I read it like it literally
It's an
gave
easy
it to
read.
me.
It is an easy
Yeah, but I'm
read.
also a really good reader, so let's.
What you think about the book?
It was very personal, and I really loved how emotional it was, and I really loved how you dove into your family in a way that, I'm friends with you. I've known you for about a year, but these were things I didn't know about you, and also just the passion and love that you have for your family that you came from and the family that you built.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. You're an educator. Let's talk about your background a little bit, and then let's talk about the birth of the book. Why did you feel parenting? What's your doctorate in? Why did you feel parenting is something that you wanted to attack?
Okay. So my doctorate's in education in curriculum and instruction.
Okay.
And that, I love going to school. I'm like a perpetual student. I love to learn things.
Right.
So I wanted to continue to pursue my education. Didn't really know what I wanted to do with it. It wasn't like I wanted a certain job, but I love to learn.
But that's where your heart was. Okay.
Right. And that book, so Evie is actually my best friend. She's been my best friend for over 10 years. And I want you to imagine like 2 moms pushing a stroller around Alexandria, Virginia. We both had 2 babies the exact same age, 1 year old, a girl. I had a boy, she had a girl.
Okay.
And we're meeting at 8 a.m. every morning with in our little sweatpants, pushing these strollers around, drinking tea and whatever, talking about everything. And her husband was working a lot. My husband was in Afghanistan. He was active duty military. So we were kind of on our own.
Sure.
And every morning we would meet and talk. And every morning. And it became this support system.
Mm-hmm.
And we started to realize that, parenting is never supposed to be a one-person job.
Right.
Right? All over the world.
It takes more than one person to make a child. Why should it take more than one person to be a parent, right?
Right.
In some capacity.
But a lot of times there's like a primary caregiver, somebody that the child goes to. And then there's a support caregiver who's like this, But all over the world, kids are raised in communities.
Sure.
Except in the U.S.
Okay.
In the U.S., it's more of a, hey, you got that. Good luck.
Right.
You know, they hand you the baby in the hospital and that's it.
No instructions.
Keep it alive. Oh, and make it an awesome person.
Right, exactly.
You know, and you know, you have to learn how to do everything in life, right? You want to work out, you go see a trainer.
Right.
You want to learn how to eat well, you go see a nutritionist. But nobody ever trains you how to be a parent.
Very true.
You don't take a course.
Right.
You're just supposed to know.
It's supposed to be instinctual.
Yeah, but it isn't.
No, it's not.
Right?
We almost returned Alyssa the first night we had her home because
Can you do that?
Well, we tried, but they said no. You had to keep her because we fed her during the night, and then she started coughing.
Yep.
And Stacy was still in ICU because she was below weight.
Oh,
So we only had Alyssa. This was literally the first night we're feeding her during the night. We put her in the crib, coughing, choking, and she's turning blue. And Eileen and I are looking at her going, scooped her up, went back to the hospital. It's like defective.
Help. Right. Yeah.
But they said no, everything is fine, and it's been blessed. But you're right. There is no manual. There's no. It's like, here you go. Good luck.
Right, and it gets really hard. The first year, you just keep them alive.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, good job. That first birthday party is for the parents.
That's
good job. You made it. Right.
That's very true. That's
You know?
very true. Couldn't even keep goldfish alive past 2 days, but here you go. Keep the kid alive. Right.
But then it gets really hard.
Yeah.
They start to talk, and they start to talk back, and then God forbid they have to use the potty. Right.
Yep. That's right.
So then you need that support system, you need that community. And some people are lucky enough to have it. They have parents who they can rely on, or friends, or support groups. There's mom groups, dad groups.
Yep.
Not actually as many dad groups. There should be
No,
more.
Absolutely. Especially because the tide is kind of turning, isn't
Sure.
it? Where dads now are staying home,
Right.
or single dads are out there taking and getting the kids. So absolutely.
So this kind of came out of that. And this is years and years later. You know, we started with a blog, and it was a mommy blog when those were kind of popular. And that turned into some articles on websites and online interviews and things like that. And then eventually we started a podcast.
Right.
And the podcast turned into this book. So we realized as we started talking to parents, and we talked to so many parents, everybody comes to the table as a parent with natural superpowers. And I know you're a big, Batman guy.
No.
Right? You like your superheroes.
That's right.
So parents come to the table with superpowers, but they don't necessarily know what they are.
Right.
They just know that certain things come easy. Oh, I'm so good at taking care of myself, some parents would say. Other parents would say, I never take care of myself.
Right.
I don't remember the last time I didn't eat leftover grilled cheese from my kid's plate.
Right.
You know, some parents would come to us and say, I always teach my kid how to behave at the grocery store. Another parent would come and say, I never thought of that.
Right.
I just kind of give my kid some candy and an iPad and we go shopping.
Right.
There are instinctual superpowers.
Okay.
But there are also instinctual kryptonites. Things that make parents fall on their feet. Like fall on their face. Fall on their face. I don't know how you fall
Sleep on the feet, fall on your face.
Yeah.
Okay, we got you. Thing is, I was right with you. I got you.
You're falling on your feet.
I'm falling with you. Yes.
Right. So there are some things that are kryptonite for parents.
Sure.
You know, a kid starts to cry in the grocery store and the parent freaks out.
Yeah.
But another type of personality, that wouldn't bother them.
Right.
So we developed this quiz.
Okay.
And the quiz is on the website, evieandsarah.com, but it's also in the book.
Okay.
The quiz came out of hours and hours of research, hours of interviews, hours. My best friend, Evie, is also in school getting her doctorate right now. So we both have had a lot of background in building things like this. The quiz is kind of like the Myers-Briggs or the Enneagram for parents. Yeah, do you remember that? Right. But do you know the Enneagram gives you like a number and it tells you what you're good at naturally? It's the same thing. So you can be 3 different types of parent. You can be a fireball parent. This is our solar system parenting framework. It's all like, you can be a fireball parent, you can be a crescent parent, or you can be a constellation parent. And each one of those personalities comes with natural superpowers and natural kryptonites.
Right.
So the goal then is to realize what comes to you naturally, what's hard, and then pull from the other personalities to help you grow so that you have more of an even split between all 3. So the book gives you the quiz, shows you all these different scenarios where, hey, if you're a crescent parent, you're going to be really good at this.
Right. Okay.
But if you're a crescent, you might struggle here. And here's what you can do to help yourself.
Would somebody, okay, so I'll use me as an example.
Yep.
You still have little ones at home, so you're still going through that. Littler ones.
Yep.
Okay, mine have grown up, and I'm still a parent.
You are.
Still stuff pisses me off, okay? But can those skill sets, a grandparent is different than a parent.
Yep.
Okay? But I'd be curious, someone like myself who's done the parenting to go take the quiz and say, oh, that's right. No, that wasn't, or hey, can that still help me though as a grandparent? Because some grandparents are still involved in the parenting to some degree. How does that work for someone who graduates from parenting to grandparenting? Can those skill sets still apply from your test, from the quiz?
Absolutely. When I would hire caregivers and nannies and babysitters, I would have them take the quiz.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, because it really, and even like we found that this even goes into education. Teachers can take it.
Okay.
Because it shows how do you interact naturally. I'm a teacher, my day job, I'm a middle school teacher, and I work with a team of teachers. We all have different personality sets. And I can look at them and go, oh my gosh, I'm a Crescent teacher. That teacher's a Constellation teacher.
Okay.
And together, we fit really well.
Okay.
So yes, your answers might change over time. Maybe when you were a parent, you were one personality, but now as a grandparent, you would be a different one.
And we're older too, versus like.
And you have a different lens now.
Correct. Correct. All those experiences. I find it fascinating because, like you said, kids are born. It's like, here you go.
Yep.
Good luck. And you learn by the seat of your pants. Now, there are books out there about parenting.
Yeah, well, they're child development books.
Child development books.
This is a parent development book.
I'm just aghast that it's taken so long for somebody to develop something like this. I'm happy a friend of mine did it. Don't get me wrong. But it's just interesting that we all want, I don't say shortcuts, but we all want to be able to do things as well as possible.
Sure.
And when we don't have that toolbook or that toolbox or the instructions, we have to Google it.
Yeah.
We have to do something to find out. And here you have a manual that can help at least give you the guidance to help you get started, if nothing else, and to continue to help you pattern yourself to be a good parent as you get older with your child, right?
So let me ask you an example.
Yeah,
Can I ask you
absolutely.
Let me put you in a situation.
Let me use me as a beta test.
I'm actually really curious so I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Okay. So
I'm Batman. Can I answer that way? No. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Now let's put yourself back in dad mode.
Okay.
With your girls, you have twins.
Yep.
So you were probably in a situation a lot. Let's say your girls are 2 years old. Okay. You're in a long line at the grocery store. You're at the cash register. You've got about 4 people in front of you. One of your daughters, or both, let's have them both. I'm sure that happened. Starts to scream because they want a snack. And they're tired of standing in line and they don't want to wait anymore and they're over it. What is your first visceral reaction to that?
You want to keep crying? I'll give you something to cry about.
Okay. So and I'm not trying to judge you. I'm not judging you. But your initial reaction is to like threaten, be quiet.
Yeah.
You're being rude.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. Please be quiet. Quiet down. Shh. Quiet. You better stop.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So gentle. Okay. So
it's funny you say that because I got to be honest with you. My dad, so my mom and dad were as polar opposites as possible. My mom was the social butterfly of the family. Okay. Whenever she walked into a room, she lit it up, and she was like the entertainer. My dad walked tall, carry a big moccasin.
Oh.
Hard sole moccasin.
Okay.
I got it once as a kid across my backside.
Oh,
once. That's all I needed. Growing up in the mid-'80s, the Cosby Show and all of that kind of patterns how you wish your home could be like. Fun, there's no spanking, there's no grounding, there's none of this. Although there's always the scene when Cosby goes upstairs to Theo, son, I brought you into this world and I could take you, that sort of thing. But I swore that I would really never physically discipline my kids. And I remember one time the kids were getting dressed for school and they were going at it. And Eileen is upstairs yelling at him and I'm downstairs and I had enough. So I go up the steps and Alyssa hit Stacy, who at the time physically.
How old were they?
They were in elementary school.
Okay.
Okay. So probably only a couple of years older than your suggestion, right?
Right.
And so Alyssa, not knowing her strength, hurt Stacy. And I looked at Alyssa and I said, you don't know your strength and I'm going all that. And so I back in my hand to her arm, like a quick rat tail.
Yeah.
And it hurt her, which then in turn hurt me, that I got literally sick to my stomach because I broke my promise that I would never lift my hands to my kids.
Wow.
That's the only time. Well, I shouldn't say the only time. However, any other time after that was nothing other than just like a denozo to the back of the head, like a reminder what you're doing wrong. So as a parent, I was completely opposite of the way my dad was. That disciplinary. He was quiet, but boy, when he would wait till your father comes home kind of thing. So going back to the 2-year-old example, yes, I was my dad in a lot of ways.
Okay, but so you're in the grocery store and your
Correct.
initial reaction is
Be quiet.
be quiet.
Correct.
You're being rude.
Right.
Other people are here,
Yep.
right? Okay.
Mhm.
So that answer
Right.
would fall into the constellation parenting personality.
Okay.
Because think about a constellation. It's
Mhm.
built out of a lot of stars.
Right.
Every star is just as important as the other stars. If you don't have all the stars, you don't have the complete constellation.
Right.
A constellation parent's superpowers is that they are very aware of their community.
Okay.
They're very community focused. So a constellation parent personality is going to be the one who says, no, that's rude.
Right.
Other people you're bothering the other people.
Right.
Okay. I'm a crescent parent.
Okay.
So my reaction would have been different.
Which would have been?
So when you think about crescent, it's a moon.
Right.
The moon is always watching over the world, right?
Mhm.
Sometimes the moon is a full moon, and that is a moon you cannot ignore.
Right.
And sometimes it's a crescent, and it's smaller, but it's still always there.
Mhm.
A crescent always puts the needs of their child first. A constellation usually puts the needs of society first.
Okay.
So whereas you would say, oh my gosh, you're being rude. Shh,
We'll eat when we get home, kind of thing.
calm down.
Right.
This is not about you right now.
Right.
I would have pulled a snack right out of my purse.
Okay.
Oh, you're hungry. Okay, you're right. We've been here for an hour. Take a breath. We're okay. We're going to have some crackers.
Mhm.
Let's just take a breath. Do you want me to pick you up? Like, I would have been thinking about the child's needs. Now, I'm not saying that both of us are right.
Right.
Okay. And so in this situation, there might be an equilibrium to find.
Okay.
Yes, you're being rude. And yes, maybe you're hungry.
Right.
And you're 2 or 3 and you can't wait any longer.
Right.
Right. So that's how we kind of did this.
Okay.
Where we would work with parents and give them situations or scenarios. And the book is full of situations where you would be in with your child. And okay, where does etiquette fall in, right? Well, sometimes there's a wrong answer.
Sure.
Okay. You don't want your kid screaming for 20 minutes in a cashier line because that is rude.
Mhm.
So you might have a parent that's like, whatever, I'm just going to let him scream. Well, maybe that's okay for 2 minutes, but for 10 minutes, it's overwhelming for
Sure.
everybody around you.
Sure.
So there's a little bit of an etiquette piece, but there's a lot of different ways to raise children.
That is very true. We're going to stop right there because we're going to step aside for our second break of the show so we can go right to the top. And then I've also got to start throwing my bizarre questions out at Sarah. We'll learn a little bit about her as the non-parent, what Doc Sarah has to think about. The name of the book is Modern Manners for Moms and Dads, Practical Parenting Solution. Are you a crescent or a constellation?
Or
Are you
fireball. We haven't even talked about them yet.
Fireball.
Fireball parents.
Are you a full moon? You're watching Aaron's Hour. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to dress like a Hall of Fame broadcaster, but didn't know where to begin? In 2018, Aaron Phillips was inducted in the Las Vegas Entertainers Hall of Fame, and The Voice was born. Aaron has been part of many successful podcast programs, and branding those programs plays a vital role. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and order the latest embroidered products featuring the logos of many of Aaron's shows. Discounts and flat shipping rates are available on all orders, regardless of quantity, on men's, women's, and kids' apparel, and many accessories. Visit thevoice.qbstores.com and let Aaron's voice speak to you.
I won't let aging stop me from being me.
Oh yeah, still got those moves in me.
I will be fabulous. I will accessorize.
Comfort Care can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands. Let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match so you can live your best life possible.
Is your credit card debt getting you down? When that student loan payment is due, does your cable bill go unpaid? Are you ready to throw in the towel because you do not know how to financially survive? The Miliari Group is ready to educate you on how to get out from under the pile of debt and retire as a tax-free millionaire. They eliminate student and credit card debt and help families set their kids up for success. For more information, call 956-532-2349 or email williamsastria961@gmail.com or scan the QR code to meet with us. The first 100 calls will receive a free will. So, call 956-532-2349 or scan the QR code now and learn how to become the millionaire you always dreamed to be.
Hi, welcome back. We're just having a good time over here. We're talking about budgets over here.
Right.
So anyway,
Super fun.
Today's guest is Dr. Sarah Davis. We're just going to call her Doc Sarah because I know her personally. I can do that. Name of the book she wrote with her business partner, Evie Granville. See, I got it right.
You did. Good job.
Modern Manners for Moms and Dads, Practical Parenting Solutions for Sticky Social Situations. Put it up there into the camera. There you go, so you can see that. The website is down at the bottom there. Of course, you're on Facebook. Go to the website. This quiz that we've been talking about is there. Are you a crescent? Are you a constellation? I want to learn about the fireball. I know fireball as a liqueur. I didn't know that you could be a fireball
Oh,
parent.
yes, you can.
So anyway, so that's what we're talking about today. If you have any questions, jot them into the chat room, whether you're on YouTube or Facebook. But before we get back to that, it is now the time that I warned her about before we went on the air. I'm going to ask her some questions that has nothing to do with the book. Who's your favorite actor of all time?
Who's my, oh, wow.
Male. I'm on male actor. Because sometimes when I say that, people give me female because they're all actors.
Sure.
But I want the male version. Who will you drop everything to watch on either movie or TV? I told you these weren't going to be
This
easy
is
questions.
not easy. I don't like this.
Give me the female side if you got that, because that's usually the next one. So who's your favorite actors, male and or female?
I do like Reese Witherspoon.
Okay.
I'm a big Legally Blonde girl.
Okay.
Yeah, that movie has been inspirational to me.
So that may already answer then my next question. What's your all-time favorite movie so that when it comes on, you turn your phone off, you don't want to be bothered, you say you grab Chrissy and you grab your favorite adult beverage, you shoo the kids away, and that movie that you don't want to be bothered to watch is? Like your all-time favorite movie?
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I thought you just gave it to me. That's why I thought I was giving
No,
it
I do love that movie.
Okay, but it's like
I'll take that one. But I have a few that I really
So
like.
give me one.
Sex
Give me
and the City. I love Sex and the City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that I followed that show. I watched all of it. Then I
Okay.
watched the movies. Then I watched the new season that came out in Just Like That.
Oh, okay.
And Christy is her name.
Right.
Not Chrissy.
Oh.
Let's just get it correct here.
Well, I'm messing up the partner's name.
I know. So yeah. So she had never seen Sex and the City.
Okay.
So I was like, well, we just have to do this.
Yeah.
I've gotten her hooked.
What's your favorite music genre?
I love country.
Okay.
I love pop. I also am like a big 1920s jazz girl.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I played piano.
Okay.
And a lot of my piano training was in jazz.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Play the entertainer?
I don't play the entertainer.
Chopsticks?
I can play chopsticks.
Who doesn't know? Even I can play chopsticks, and I never took lessons.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so sticking in the music, you're driving in your car.
Okay.
You're at a red light.
Mm-hmm.
Your favorite all-time song comes on the radio,
Ooh.
and you start doing your own karaoke in the car. No matter how good or how bad you do it, you don't care what everybody's seeing, looking at you doing this. Yeah. What song is that for you?
That really, really depends on my vibe.
Okay.
So I do love, right now, Alex Warren is like at the top of the list.
Okay.
I know he's really like popular right now, but I do really love him. Him and like that Luke Combs little thing that they did.
Okay.
Amazing. Sarah Bareilles.
Okay.
Big fan. That's good too. I have like a whole playlist of just like, I can't, because I'm a teacher, right?
Right.
So there's certain songs that have to
Just
hear
resonate,
before
sure.
I get to school because it just puts me in a really good mood.
Hit the Road Jack might be one of them.
Yeah.
No, that would be it. All right, Modern Manners for Moms and Dads. I have a few more of those questions for her when we get done in a little bit. Let's get back to the book. So we talked about being a constellation. We talked about being a star, right? Constellation, and what's the other one? Crescent. Thank you. The moon. Now let's talk about a fireball.
Yes.
What is that?
Fireball. Okay, so think about the fireball is the sun.
Yes.
Okay, so the sun is the center of the universe, right?
Yes.
If the sun burns out, the earth dies. The sun also knows that it needs to stay bright and strong.
Okay.
Because if it burns out, everyone's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
A fireball parent knows this.
Okay.
And what we found was our fireball parents were usually our more experienced parents, sometimes our grandparents.
Okay.
Because they would look at the parent, their young parent, their child who's a young mom or dad, and go, hey, take care of yourself.
Right. Okay.
This is a marathon. You got to chill.
Okay.
Okay. A fireball parent knows this is a long game.
Okay.
They are really good at putting themselves into the equation.
Okay.
One of the kryptonites of a crescent parent is that they don't have any room for self-care. So Crescent parents would come to us and say, I'm not sleeping. I never eat real food. I never work out. I wish I could take care of myself, but I just don't have time.
Okay.
And a Fireball parent would look at them and go, why don't you have time?
Right.
What are you talking about? I have time.
Okay.
Make time. You have to take care of yourself. If you burn out, there will be nothing left to take care of your child. Put your mask on first.
Okay.
That's a Fireball parent. Fireball parents raise their kids in a more independent way. Fireball kids from Fireball parents are usually problem solvers, more independent. If a child comes and says to a parent, I want to have, and I have noticed myself, I have 4 kids. My partner has 1, I have 4. I noticed that when I had my first son, who's 15, I was super Crescent. I did everything for him. I was, a stay-at-home mom. My little one is 6. That child can probably make pasta on the stove if I let him.
Right.
He comes to me and he's like, I want pancakes. I'm like, okay, do you know how to make them? Yep. Great. I'm going to stay on the couch. You're going to go to the kitchen. I'm watching him, but he can use the microwave. He can use the toaster because I'm more Fireball now.
Okay.
Because I have learned that I can't always do everything for them. And it's good for them to be independent and problem solvers. That kind of bites me in the butt sometimes because he thinks he's 15.
Right.
I'm like, dude, you're 6. No.
Just has to be put back in its place, which is kind of interesting though, because you talk about every child is going to be different.
Sure.
And so your parenting skills has to be different.
Yes.
And so the fact that a parent can start out as a Crescent, Constellation to then Fireball, it's kind of interesting how that the parent themselves can kind of transition into all these different types of parenting.
Oh, and this is so cool. So we did a lot of work with military parents.
Okay.
Okay. Because it's, Virginia Beach, Hampton Roads, lots of military. So especially during COVID, we had a lot of coursework going on. So parents could come and work with us in small groups and privately. We worked with a lot of military. Every single military parent that we worked with is a constellation.
Okay.
Because what does the military do, right? You're part of a community. You need to be
taking care of a lot of everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, but not just taking care of everybody else, but the whole community matters. Think about everyone, not just you, not just the person that's in front of you, but everybody.
Right.
So all the military parents would come to us and be like, yes, because a military parent, constellation parent, that's the Girl Scout troop leader. That's the PTA parent. That's the parent who's going to volunteer work, can't say no. That's one of their kryptonites. I can't say no.
Right.
I get overbooked because I can't say no. And a Crescent parent's going, of course you could say no. Your kid comes first. So if you get married, right, and you have a Crescent and a constellation parenting, we can tell you what you're going to fight about.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yep. The Crescent parent is going to say, like, okay, so I love to tell this story because this is a very great example. I was married to a man for 16 years, and he is a constellation military, right? And I was a Crescent. This is when our kids were really young. We went to Busch Gardens. We had the 3 kids together. They were maybe 5, 3, and 1. I hadn't had my 4th yet. Little babies. So they started crying because they were hungry. We were in the middle of a store inside the store. I stopped everything. I was like, okay, they're hungry. They're hungry. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'm a Crescent. It's their needs first, whatever. So I stopped. I didn't even look at where I was. I was literally in the middle of the road. Okay. And I'm pulling out these snacks, and my ex is going, are you kidding me? You're in the way. Get out of the way. Because he's a constellation. So he's like, okay, let's go to the side in the grass and then feed them.
Okay.
But I wasn't thinking that way.
Right.
Because I was thinking kids first only.
Sure.
Crescent.
Interesting. Interesting. I guess everything has a science to it to some degree. And you take parenting, which is so instinctual, like we talked about before.
Yep.
But there really is a science behind it when you study it.
Like everything else.
Yeah. Interesting. Huh. Where's your bucket list vacation place you want to go to someday?
Italy.
Why?
I have a really good friend who lives there.
Okay.
And I want to go for like 3 months. I want to go for the entire summer and just rent a villa and travel and be there. I don't want to just go for a week and see a couple things that come back.
And then that's it. You want to experience it.
I do.
Do you think parenting outside of the U.S. is different than? Okay, why is that?
There's been so many studies that show all those different types of parenting. Kids are more independent. Kids do different things, are required to do different things. I was reading like in I can't even remember which Asian country, I want to say Japan, but the younger children are not necessarily taught any academics until they're a little bit older. It's more social skills and emotional regulation, which we miss out on in the United States. We get really quickly into reading when maybe we should be worried about what do we do when we're angry. Right? How do we handle our big feelings?
Yeah, that makes sense. Again, logic, right? Assuming money were no object and assuming that it's not already parked in your driveway, what's your all-time favorite car you'd like to own someday?
I love my car right now.
Which is?
I have a Ford Expedition.
Okay.
I love that car, but I wouldn't.
But it's also a big vehicle because you have a big
I have a
family
lot
too.
of kids.
Right.
Right. So
That's why I said maybe you already have it for it.
I do love my car.
Okay. All right. That's fair. What's your favorite meal, top to bottom? Start with an appetizer.
Right now, you can get like Brussels sprouts as an appetizer.
Okay.
And sometimes they're like blackened or grilled, or they have a hot honey on them or something. So that's a really good start.
What's your main entree?
It really depends on where my head is. Sometimes
Okay.
I'm a salmon and veggie girl, and sometimes I want like a cheeseburger. But I do love French fries. That's like one of the
Staples.
do really love French fries.
Okay.
But I also really love delicious, like vegan, healthy bowls where you can get, the grilled veggies and a little hummus and some protein. That makes me so happy if I can get something like that.
Dessert.
I'm a big dessert girl. I have a huge sweet tooth.
Give me one.
I
It's your meal.
Right. So I love cake, but it has to be a certain type of cake. It's
Okay.
got to be a really good one for me to waste the calories on it.
Okay. Chocolate?
Maybe vanilla with chocolate icing.
Okay.
Maybe, or a really good vanilla cake with a nice buttercream. I'll take that.
Okay.
On Rosh Hashanah, I took the kids to the Creme Bakery in
Okay.
Virginia Beach. We
Yeah.
went after services and bought like a dozen of those. Have you seen the pastries? They're in the shape of like fruits and vegetables.
I have not seen
It's
it.
so cool. They're like shiny, hard shells, and then you cut into them, and it's like a custard and
Like
a cake
like a
inside
pop
it. Yeah.
kind of thing.
Kinda. It's
Oh,
amazing.
And it oozes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Why not? Okay. I have the next question. What's your favorite curse word?
Fuck.
There you go.
In every part of speech.
Every which way comes Sunday. All right. Favorite superhero, regardless of the influence that you have around you in the studio, Batman or Superman?
Wonder Woman.
Okay. Why Wonder Woman?
Because she's not a man.
Okay. There you go. There you have it. But I noticed you use the word kryptonite a lot in your
I did.
discussions.
Yes, yes.
As a Batman guy, you got to find a
know.
new word.
Okay.
All right. Last question, like
right.
that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Many years down the road from now, many years, when you're standing at the pearly gates and the maitre d' is there to welcome you in,
Mm-hmm.
what is it you want to hear them say to you upon coming into the pearly gates?
You were a good mom.
There you go. All right. Very good. Title of the book, Modern Manners for Moms and Dads, Practical Parenting Solutions for Sticky Social Situations. I suggest you either pick up the book or go online to the website because I do know the quiz is there. I eyeballed it this morning. And
It's on Amazon too, the book.
oh, okay. There you go. It's on
Yep.
Amazon. There you go. And listen, this is a Mango. This is a
That's a
book.
publisher. Mango. They're in Boca Raton.
Are they really?
Yep.
Well, what else would you expect with a fruit?
Yeah, right.
Down there. Book is 350 pages long, but it's a very interactive book.
It is.
Okay, so it's not like one of these things that you'll get bored reading. All right, let's tie it all together. Okay. You have 2 minutes, 3 minutes to look into the camera. I want you to talk to prospective parents out there. What's the best tool? Give me 3 myths about parenting.
3 myths.
3 myths about parenting
Okay.
that this book kiboshes
Mm.
to make newbie parents feel more comfortable about having children.
What a great question. That's a great question.
I
So
just came up with it.
Yeah, I like it. So the first one would be don't get upset with yourself if you don't know how to handle everything. You're not supposed to know how to handle everything. There's this misconception that, again, you take this baby home from the hospital, you're supposed to know all the things. And the doctor in the hospital will help you with all of the medical things. But then it gets really hard emotionally and you don't know what you're doing, and that's okay. You don't have to know what you're doing. There are books.
No, there's only one book.
Right.
There's only one book.
But don't judge yourself.
Right.
If you
Okay.
you're going to make mistakes, it's okay.
Okay.
The second thing is, and I cannot stress this enough, you do not have to do this alone. It is okay to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask for help from your partner, from your parents, from your friends, from a daycare. Do not feel guilty if you cannot do this alone. You are not supposed to do it alone. But we have this paradigm in the United States, and I'm going to get on my little soapbox for a second, that parents should do it alone. And if you can't do everything, and I'm speaking to moms really, because dads don't necessarily have this pressure. Moms have this pressure. You have to get your body back. You have to work. You have to make money. You have to keep a beautifully clean, styled house. You have to have a beautiful child who is always well behaved and groomed. And you also have to look really nice yourself. That's stupid and completely impossible expectation. It's impossible.
Right.
So give yourself a little minute, and it's okay if you put your child in daycare or hire a babysitter a little bit. It's all right.
Well, some people say there's that separation anxiety about putting your kids into daycare.
Yes,
too.
and there might be in the beginning,
Right.
right? There might be in the beginning, but find a place that you trust.
Right.
And you don't need to do it right away, but eventually after a little while, if you feel like, there are so many expectations on parents. If you want to breastfeed, but it doesn't work for you, that's okay, right? So we're just not going to put the expectations. You'll see if you haven't gotten to labor yet that you can have any birth plan you want, but that baby's coming.
That's right.
And it may not go on plan. And that's
right.
basically the entire time of being a parent.
Okay.
And the third thing I would say is do not make any big decisions about your relationship when you have young children, because your relationship is going to go through a gigantic amount of testing and pressure as you both figure out this role in your life as becoming parents. And so you have to figure out, what does that look like for your relationship? And it takes a long time.
There you have it.
Oh, wait, one more thing. This is important for women too. Don't put pressure on yourself to get your body back right away. Your body is going to look different, and it's going to be beautiful, and it's going to be okay.
Just be you. Just be you. There's nothing wrong with natural beauty.
Yep.
All right. That does for this week's show. Doc Sarah, thank you, darling, for coming in.
That was fun.
This was good. Listen, there's a lot more. Maybe we'll do some special features, things like that down the line. But also, though, keep an eye out. There's going to be some news breaking. We're going to put a show together so that you'll see Sarah a little more regularly with a lot of this stuff, and who knows whatever else. We're at the very beginning stages of talking about it. But we want to thank you for making us part of your Saturday. I greatly appreciate it. As always, be kind to everybody. Why? We're all we have. Make sure you join me next week. Tidewater Community College will be in the house talking about their apprenticeship program. That should be exciting. They're back in the house. With that, everybody, listen, be safe, be happy. Whatever you decide to do, just make it your day to do it. Thank you for watching Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. Coast to Coast. We'll be back next week with an all-new episode. Thank you, everybody, for watching.